morning. How are you? Hope you're all well. Yeah, I'm still struggling with tonsillitis at the minute, so I'm a bit croaky and a bit ropey. But we're off to a Ben Burgess Vaderstad drilling demo day.
Yeah, Vaderstad.
Yeah, Vaderstad. So Joe from Ben Burgess invited us to the day, so we're going to go and have a look at that. Should be some cool, exciting equipment you lot want to keep watching for. Hope you like the video, and we'll go and see what's there. Thumbs up.
Oh, I can see a tractor.
Are you excited?
So I've not actually seen one of these working yet, Joe. Am I allowed to have a go in it? Yay! Alright? You don't mind being on YouTube, do you? Oh, look at this, look.
Okay, you can tell me the link and I'll...
Yeah, Fenland Farming Adventures. So,
yeah, I saw you had a sprayer on demo, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay. That's right.
So what have we got on the back here?
So we've got a top down,
Yep.
4 metre, probably a little bit narrow for this tractor. But,
This would pull a 6 metre, wouldn't it?
it would pull a 6 easy, yeah.
Yeah, no trouble at all.
Yeah.
It's first time I've been in one of these.
Is it?
Yeah, slightly excited because we're only like 200 horsepower tractors on our farm, so we never get to try anything like this. It handles like a normal tractor, doesn't it?
You wouldn't know once you're in the
You wouldn't
scene.
even know it was on track, would you?
You don't know, you wouldn't know.
You're like a kid in a sweet shop.
Are you here all morning? Or?
Yeah, here most of the morning, mate. This is the one thing I like about the bigger tractors. And you got, yeah,
More
I
comfort,
mean, you're so
yeah.
lazy.
Yeah, you do feel like you sit here sort of like this.
Yeah, proper lazy boy.
You've got your old swivel chair, it's more
Yeah.
comfortable than my office chair. This is.
Thanks, mate.
Alright.
We'll have a little wander out into the field, can't we?
Yeah.
If Anna comes with us. Come on, Anna. Get so we can see everything. You happy now?
In case Joe forgets.
Yeah. So obviously everybody knows Joe.
Yeah.
Joe's our local hero, our local John Deere man. And we're here at a Vaderstad demo day. We've obviously been in the ARX with a top down.
Yes.
4 metre top down.
Vaderstad top down. Then you've got over there. You've got 6155, I think it is.
Yep.
With a NZ Aggressor on the back.
Yeah. Just basically like a springtime cultivator. Yeah. And then moving along.
6250R like you demoed
Yep.
a few months ago with the Tempo precision drill on the back. The 7R350 on the front of a Vaderstad Rapid drill.
Yeah. That looks like my new tractor, Joe.
That Spirit on the back of another 6155, I think. And then over there you've got your Vaderstad Carrier cultivator on the back of the 215.
Okay, and then we've obviously got a Kramer. How do you say it?
Some people say Kramer, some people say Kramer.
Kramer, that's it.
Yeah.
Kramer, but I would say Kramer.
A Newmarket tend to say Kramer. Other people
Up
say
in Norfolk.
Potato.
Yeah, potato,
go.
yeah. So good lineup of machinery they got going on here.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Go and have a closer inspection, shall we? You can drill maize at that speed. It's a lovely bits of kit. There's some weird old soil, full of stones, and by the smells of it, poop. So yeah, never used a Kramer loader. Are they derived from anything?
So that's a full bone Kramer, but Kramer used to make the old class Scorpion.
Oh, okay, yeah. Man, you'd soon cover 1,000 acres at that speed, wouldn't you?
Normal one, the most popular one is the 407.
Yeah, it looks like it would need to look like a beast to be outlift 5.5 ton, wouldn't it? So it's a fair tool, isn't it?
So this has got the one on it where you can hold the revs at certain.
Yeah, kind of like a Vario, an auto.
Yeah, and you can actually then you can adjust the speed, so it's at a set speed as well. You've got a little 2 buttons here,
Yeah.
as well as the joystick. You've got your reversing camera standard,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is in the price, and a little phone holder in the cab as well.
Phone holder. Perfect.
So yeah, they're terribly good.
Good welded. What would be the advantage over having a telehandler like this rather than a loading shovel if you were just constantly loading?
We've got a loader tractor, you've got another tractor.
Yeah.
that can tow and do things and be a tractor, whereas this just does what it does.
Obviously, a loading shovel won't go up to 7 metres, will it?
No.
So
You've got the height advantage.
the only reason I asked, Joe, is because these like 5.5 ton, 6 ton telehandlers are becoming more and more popular, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
How are you finding it all? Overwhelming with excitement?
Yeah.
I used to like you.
It's funny how you can go off people.
I don't know what the best approach is, whether we just come straight in with the camera and go, hi, how are you, how you doing? By the way,
Yeah, hundreds of people are watching you. So Daniel, who are we talking to?
Roland?
Yes, so it's Roland Dines,
Yeah.
from Vaderstad UK.
Yeah.
So I work for the subsidiary in the UK. I'm a farm manager's son, so I've grown up on farms all my life, and been involved in farming, but was always interested in the machinery side of things. So I've worked for Vaderstad for the last 21 years.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we're just going to do a little talk about each bit of kit that we've got here, really. So the only bit of Vaderstad equipment we've got on farm is our Rapid, so I'm new to absolutely everything.
Sure.
I've never seen any of the other kit, really.
Well, the good thing about today being at this Ben Burgess demo day is that we've got one of everything almost in our product range, or certainly the most important machines that we sell at the moment, from tillage machines through to the drills. So we'll start with the tillage machinery. This is a carrier.
Yeah.
So the carrier has been around for a long time. It was introduced in the late 90s as a machine that could produce a stale seedbed, basically, so of high speed, low horsepower machine to mix and incorporate weed seeds straight behind the combine to get a germination and a flush. And
just bring a bit of tilt up.
Exactly. So over the years it's been a really popular machine. We have two ranges of the machine now. There's the earlier type that was we now call the Classic, which has a smaller diameter disc and a smaller packer. We've now introduced this larger range, which is called the XL. So there's two types of carrier now, the Classic or the XL.
I take it the XL you can perhaps go in a bit deeper if you wanted to.
Yeah, so the XL has a larger diameter disc.
And the Classic would have a disc almost the same as the Rapid?
It would, yes, correct. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so 450mm diameter or 470mm true cut disc. These have 510mm diameter or 610mm diameter discs. And with the XL range, it's a little bit more modular in that you can have different front tools on the front, such as a crossboard or a straw harrow, or a crosscutter knife, which is a sort of cylinder type thing on the front for managing cover crops. And more choice of packers on the back, so we call them runners at Vaderstad. So
fair enough.
Runners. So we have this machine has a soil to soil runner, so the U profile of the packer fills up with soil, and that means that it doesn't stick. Keeps running in wet conditions. We do a
That's
steel
a nifty
packer.
idea.
Yeah, it is. It works really well. Yeah, there's no chance of this packer blocking at all. Sorry, I can't stop talking. Okay,
No.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
Thank you enough, really. Would you know what sort of horsepower you would need per metre?
Yeah, so for this is a typical machine, a carrier, so a 6 metre XL. This John Deere 210 horsepower, 250. So yeah, 215 upwards. So yeah, you'd be around that sort of thing. Working at around 10 to 12k on the standard discs.
Yeah. Onto the drilling equipment now. We're on a 6 metre Rapid. Over to you.
Yeah, so the Rapid drill has evolved over many years. It was introduced in the early 90s, primarily as a direct drill, in fact, which people have probably forgotten a little bit today. But to increase or improve its flexibility, in the early 2000s we introduced a range of front tools to go on to the front of the drill. So the most common or most popular front tool nowadays is what we call a system disc. So this drill has a cultivation element in front of the drilling element, in the form of system disc. With a Rapid drill, it's important to remember the way it's working, and you've probably come across this. You're not preparing a seed bed to suit the coulter.
One thing I will say about the Rapid, since we bought it, I've learned so much more about drilling weed than I have from the conventional ploughing and combination. I've learned so much more on how to. And I mean, we were on 5th week this year. And we've mastered it. You know, I'm going to keep growing. Week after week. Because now the input costs have gone way
so
down.
much down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think with those traditional systems, all that work in front of the drill is to suit the coulter pressure on the drill,
Yeah.
not necessarily the seed that you're putting in the ground. So
Yeah.
you know, with a rapid, it produces the seed
Yeah.
bed around the seed,
Yeah.
so you get that sort of seed contact and that good germination.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're not having to put all that work into preparing a seed bed for the,
Yeah.
for the coulter pressure.
Yeah.
So with a rapid drill, you're sort of holding it out of the ground rather than trying to force a coulter into
Yeah.
the ground and get the seed depth.
Yeah.
So that is its greatest strength.
Yeah.
On the technology side, so the latest drills now, we have interactive depth control, so you can set the depth from the cab while you're drilling.
Yeah.
It gives you a readout in centimetres where you are in drilling depth.
Yeah.
This machine's fitted with what we call e-control,
Yeah.
so it has isobus compatibility through the tractor, but we also use an iPad that's connected wirelessly to the drill, which gives you the full control of the drill using an iPad,
Yeah.
which is an app that you just download onto the iPad, and the drill works that way. So you know, that's quite a good feature. Yeah, a lot of people have really liked the way that works. On this machine we have what we call seed eye. And
Yep.
seed eye is a new development where we have a blockage sensor that can not only detect.
Is that on every
blockages,
single coulter?
On every single coulter there's a sensor, and the difference with this system is the sensor can count the number of seeds that are passing through it, rather than just measuring the flow of seed to warn you if the coulter's blocked. So where we can now count every seed, we don't actually have to calibrate the drill at all. So now we just enter the seed rate in seeds a hectare, and the drill will drill it at that rate.
Awesome.
So, and blockage monitor as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
again, that's a really popular
Yeah.
option. It's something that we developed a few years ago, and it's really transformed the way that people operate the drills. We've realised how inaccurate calibrating a drill and so people using the system notice the big saving in seed.
So do you even have to get out and adjust the metering unit nowadays? No.
No, if you're just on cereals, you have to adjust it if you're going between rape to cereals and cereals to peas and beans.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But that's it.
I can feel a demo of this coming out in the next few days. So we're at the Sprint R300S.
Yeah. So yeah, the Spirit is a
Spirit, sorry.
slightly different.
My bad. Being a farmer and I can't read and I can't write.
Slightly different principle in that on the Spirit we still have the front tools to work and prepare a seed bed. With the Spirit we need to do that to work the ground in front of the coulter.
Yeah.
The coulter now, instead of on the Rapid we have a single disc with a coulter next to it.
Yeah.
And that gives us a good penetration ability. With the Spirit we have a double disc opener, and that works really well in terms of the best advantage with the Spirit is more contour following, and the other advantage is you can not only change depth setting but also pressure setting, which you can't on the Rapid.
Okay. Yeah.
So this machine is more forgiving in sort of lighter soils.
And obviously you've got big tyres on this as well.
That's right. So, and this is the other way around. So on the Rapid we have the wheels at the back, behind the coulters.
Yeah.
This one you have the wheels on the front and the coulters are behind. So you cultivate, then press, and then drill. So we're using what we call the new Phoenix 3 system for the metering system. So this is an electric-driven metering unit, whereas on the Rapid it's hydraulically driven. This one is electric.
Yeah.
But it does mean even on the 3-metre machine with this system we've got half of it shut off. So that's quite unusual for a 3-metre working width.
That's what I forgot to ask you about the Rapid and this as well. But section.
Yeah, section control. Yeah, so all drills are either standard with section control. So yeah, as long as the tractor's got the capability through the isobus, then the drill will do section control and variable seed rate.
Right, where's he gone?
Yeah, just going to do a little talk on this because I don't get to deal with anything like this ever again. Well, normally, so.
Should we go around maybe the back a bit? Yeah?
Go wherever.
Yeah?
Don't do that.
I don't even know what this one's called. So
Okay, yeah.
We'll start right from the beginning with this one.
Yeah. So this is the Tempo planter. This was introduced about 8-9 years ago now, and typical with Vaderstad, we wanted to produce a machine that not only did the same as other manufacturers, but brought some benefits in terms of
added advantages.
Yeah, output, higher speed, more accuracy.
Yep.
So when the Tempo was launched, it was designed primarily just to do maize, so a traditional maize drilling planter.
Yep.
But the idea was that in terms of forward speed, we had a target speed of around sort of 18 kilometres an hour forward speed, which is a lot faster than anyone else. But the important thing was not to sacrifice accuracy at that speed. So the seed placement is critical and is maintained even at that very high speed. So the idea then was to extend the abilities of the machine to get that flexibility for it to stack up, because obviously with a Vaderstad machine they're not cheap. So they need to bring.
You want to go off of one crop or straight onto another crop.
Absolutely. So we then designed different frames to allow us to get the narrow row spacing, which now allows us to do crops like sugar beet and rape. So in the UK, the most common crops, the 3 crops grown are.
You can drill rape with it.
Right. So precision drilling rape, you've got the spacing in the row to allow the plant to establish and get light. Exactly, and it works really, really well. So the range goes from little 4-metre mounted machines right the way up to 24 row, 12 metre wide tempo.
You can say 24 metres.
No, not quite 24 metres, 12 metres, 24 rows. But they all use the same sort of row unit, so it's the same design of row unit. It's a very robust row unit. So to start with, we've got the fertiliser coulter there. That's it. You have a gauge wheel on the side there to set the depth for the fertiliser. For the row unit itself, the next pair of wheels is the row cleaner. This machine has hydraulic downforce control, so we can go up to 350 kilos of downforce on each row unit. So that will also enable it to direct drill. And in the middle of that pair of discs is the seed coulter, so that's where the seed is getting placed. There's a lot of conventional seed drills use a vacuum system to hold the seed onto the disc. We use a pressurized system to push it onto the disc. With this system we pressurise the seed tube, so it's blowing the seed down the seed tube.
Simple idea.
Exactly, and that gives us the high speed as well. So it's a bit like a machine gun firing seed out the bottom. It is amazing how it works. Full sectional control, so every row unit can shut off as you go over the headland boundary. And our e-control, all of that fully monitoring, really is a user-friendly machine to work.
First time I've been in one, so I was excited. We're 200 horsepower tractors on our farm. I think it's a 370, isn't it?
370.
370 horsepower. Plus a boost on top of that as well. So we can basically go out with this. Well, this is what we said. You could have a bigger one of these on.
Correct. Yes. You could. You could have a 5-metre one of these on that tractor. Not a 6-metre one. You probably could, but it's an interesting debate. We would always recommend at Vaderstad to go for a slightly narrower machine.
Go a bit harder.
Keep the forward speed. So if you put a 6-metre machine, 6-metre top down on this tractor, you've got a wider machine, but your forward speed will be a bit slower. And
you're not really gaining anything. So last bit of kit that we've got here today,
the Vaderstad top down. So this is a real bread and butter machine for us. This is our sort of primary cultivator for producing a seed bed in one pass. Again, it was developed, we were busy in the late 90s, early 2000s when this machine was launched.
Around at that time,
they were very busy, and we had some very good designers as well, because this machine hasn't changed a great deal over that time. But the top down range goes from 3 metres fixed width up to 7 metres wide. In 1 metre increments, but it's all the same sort of tine arrangement and disc arrangement. The beauty of this machine really is in its tine spacing, so it's quite a narrow tine spacing. I mean, what we've got here really is a seed bed cultivator, so this is a machine designed to produce a seed bed in one pass.
So can I just ask a question? Having softer soil makes these sorts of machines last longer, would you say?
Yeah, it would. They would wear longer.
Wearing metal on there. Normally a tungsten tip, isn't they?
Yeah, that's a tungsten tip. So that's what we call the 50-80 mil point with our marathon tip, as we call it. So although they are more expensive, they optimise the way the machine is
worth the extra.
But the idea, we've got discs on the front to work the top surface and mix and incorporate the trash, and they're followed by the tines, which are generally working deeper. So most people are using a top down between probably 6 and 8 inches deep. It will go down to 12 inches deep, but that's where most people use them. So that's where the name top down comes from discs working the top and then progressively getting deeper as you're working along. And then on the back we have the levelling discs just to level the soil behind, and they're angled discs that are designed just to fold the soil in behind the rear row ties, just to make sure that you've got an even finish behind. And then the packer on the back, there's a choice of different packers, and generally again you've got the flexibility, so you can either have them off the ground and not consolidating at all, put them on the ground under their own weight, or put all the weight of the machine onto the packer to get the maximum consolidation that you're after. So it's again, it's all that flexibility that comes in. You can use the machine without the front discs, or just the front discs and not the tines, you know. So
Vaderstad kind of have something for everyone, really, don't they?
Exactly. This machinery is very, very expensive, so it needs to be flexible and it needs to bring benefits to justify that cost.
Thank you very much, Roland, for your help.
That's a pleasure.
On the way home. Yeah, just been to an interesting demo day from Ben Burgess and Vaderstad, really. Just check out all the latest equipment they've got. Been good, isn't it? What's been your favourite bit of kit?
I really like that tractor with the, the tracks.
Yeah, the 8RX.
Yeah, Joe was just telling me that obviously the tracks don't make as much of an impact on the land, which obviously I didn't know. So
yeah, less compaction.
Yeah, that's the word he used.
Yeah, I'd quite like to update our Vaderstad to one of their newest Vaderstad rapid drills. I like that. All the technology on that with the
rapid.
Yeah.
I got a bit of bedtime reading.
Yeah, with the section control and the anti-blocking monitors and stuff, and they also calibrate themselves by the anti-blocking monitors. So if the seed tube gets blocked, and there's like 35 of them across a 4 metre, it calibrates itself by the blockage monitors. Right. Which was amazing.
The software and everything that they've got on the machines now is just insane. Like what we've got on the farm, it's like
it's just
miles ahead.
Yeah, it feels like they're 50 years in front of us.
Yeah.
Where I have to get out and wind my seed metering unit up. Yeah. That you don't have to do any of that. You just put the seed in and go, because it tell you when you've got a blocked coulter. Right. Which is a problem. And it'll also calibrate itself by just putting the seed in. So the only thing you need to do is go from small seed to medium seed, like from rape seed, which is tiny, to a wheat seed, which is a bit bigger, to a bean or a pea. You just have to change it to that, and away you go. So if you had one of the ones that they showed us today, how much time would that save you? A lot. Yeah. It'd save me an hour every day. Really? Yeah, I reckon so, yeah. My goodness. So, you said about that blocked coulter. So that tells you when you've got one, but you wouldn't know that on yours? No, I wouldn't know that unless I got out and turned the metering unit over. So you might get a certain distance and then realise and you have to go do it all again? Yeah. So, unless I check it, I normally check our coulters every time I fill up with seed. Right. I just run the metering unit a couple of turns while it's up out of the ground and just see how much seed comes out. Right, okay. Plus I have to manually calibrate ours, and it's never really that spot on until I get out and drill a bag. Yeah. And if it's over, I've wasted some, and if it's under, I've not put enough on. Okay. As well, that'll do it in the first 100 yards. And again, that's like time. Yeah, I mean, crop that you're, like seeds that you'd be saving. 10 to 15 minutes, just calibrating the drill. So a massive saving. Yeah. Over just in time advantage. So other than the rapid, would you use other bits of that kit on the farm? I would, yeah. Yeah, you would? Yeah, I mean, sometimes you want to do some cultivations with the top down. Right. And then, what was the other thing? I know, there's just so much information we just had thrown at us, it's hard to know what. The top down. It was the top down, wasn't it? And then the carrier was the one with the... So I would use the carrier just to go in from a little straight after the combine type tillage. Yeah. Just nice and light, get everything germinating, and then I can give it a good kill with the Roundup. Right. And the top down I could use for all sorts of cultivations. It's so versatile. You could use it for everything. So I feel like we're starting to get a bit of a Christmas list. Yeah, no, tell me about it. And then obviously Joe was there with his tractors as well, so he's getting quite excited about the 7350. It's getting a bit bumpy. Getting a bit bumpy on this road. My hands yeah, so hopefully you liked the video, guys. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Yeah. See ya.
Bye.